What's hot? What's happening?
You know. Get hip hop, dog.
You know.
Get hip hop, dog.
You know.
Get hip hoppy dog. Get hip hoppy dog. Welcome to another episode of POPradio with my my main man on the side here. What up, Mr. Makhathini?
Siyabonga Noni. Shout out to everybody listening and me. We miss you out there, Vij.
Yeah, we definitely miss you, VG. But of course, he's still taking his time, but it's good. Your seat is still warm. It's still waiting for you. Don't worry about it. But nonetheless, we do have a really awesome interview lined up for today. I'm quite keen to actually get into it. Somebody young, somebody fresh, somebody who's making waves within the entertainment culture. And I say culture because he's immersed himself in a lot of things, not just one thing. And it's dope to see somebody so young be so passionate about what he gets into. So I'm keen to chat to him.
And he passed his Matric.
Woo! Siyambongela.
Shout outs to him for passing his Matric. He's dyed his hair blonde. He's got a new gig on MTV Base.
Yeah.
And you are going to be seeing a lot of this young man if he stays in the realm of your borders of the country, because he might leave for overseas really, really soon. We're talking about Uncle Vinny, yo.
Yeah, Uncle Vinny is going to be joining us for the episode today. And we're obviously just going to be diving into about his upbringing and, of course, just finding out a little bit more about him, because I think people see him on Instagram, but they don't necessarily understand the mind behind the pictures or the mind behind that very charismatic person that you see hanging out with some of the coolest guys in the entertainment industry. We're obviously going to check out what's good, what's hot, what's happening on the streets of Mza, some of the kids who are making waves. Obviously, it's awesome having somebody like Uncle Vinny in studio, but we're going to check out some of the kids who are also got our eyes on the prize and listening to some of the music that they're putting out as well. Do you have a couple of songs in the phone there that you want to share with us for today?
I've got one song. It's really not the song that impresses me more than the person that's being featured. So Youngster's also signing up some artists from Cape Town.
Nice.
So he's got his first artist that he's putting out now. Her name is April Showers ZA.
Okay.
He's got a song with her. He's got a video he's shot with her. It's on his Insta. Right now he's busy promoting it. But she is coming in. She's coming in thick with the rhymes.
Nice.
So I just love the fact that as a person who has established himself in the game, he's now opening up doors to other Cape Town artists.
Yeah.
And this chick, she's got a pen on her, and she's just got a new energy, you know?
Nice. And that's the thing about Youngster. I think he's always been about the community. He's always been about, okay, who else can we bring in? Who else can we help out? Whether it's the store, whether it's the pop-ups, whether it's the music. He's always just trying to make sure that Cape Town stands up. And I that's one thing I love so much about him.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So that's why you have to say the CPT. Because he's
yeah,
about it.
Actually, my
it's
bad.
Youngster CPT.
My
okay?
bad. My bad.
Correct yourself.
I got you. And who you got?
All right. So I've got a kid that I was checking out. He had sent me his EP. I played one of his songs on the radio as well. He goes by the name of Gang Sosa. He's got an EP called Cunningham 89. And he's got a nice flow to it. Like he's got like a trap soul vibe, but he's also got a really dope like rap vibe as well. So like he's next level, new wave, that whole, blacky
Where's
thing
he
going
from?
on. He's from Mzansi, obviously he's from Pretoria North.
Okay.
Pretoria North. And Pretoria is really like a hub for like new school artists
For
right
real.
now. Like
For
there's a lot
real.
happening in that Pretoria side. Like right now, I think if you're not from Pretoria and you're not hot, I don't make music because there's too much pressure.
There's too much pressure, dog.
There's too much pressure coming through from the Cap City. But shout outs to everybody in Pretoria who's also making the kids realize that this thing is possible. You know what I
Focalistic
mean?
is Kista remix #1 on Apple.
Yeah.
I mean.
And that video?
The video? Yeah, no.
Shout outs, Focalistic. Also shout outs to all the Pretoria kids who are also doing big things, making the music. It's dope to see everybody from there also raping their hoods and putting out such amazing stuff as well. So we got to check it out.
No doubt.
What up? All right. right, so we officially have our guest for this episode, and I'm quite keen to actually get into it and to chat to him. And then what's going on here? Huh?
No, he just gave them the look. He just gave them the Vinny look. Give them the Vinny look again. Just give it to them. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Ooh, Amachama boy was 2021.
Shout out to Vinny.
Yeah.
What's your full name?
Kabelo.
Kabelo.
Yeah, so
Kabelo
yeah,
who?
Kabelo Vincent Ndlovu.
Oh, that's where the Vinny comes from. Because you
Yes.
know, your name is Kabelo on your Instagram. So I'm just like, Manje, Vinny, how, what?
Vincent is my grandfather's name, so it was passed down to me.
Nice one, dog.
Ah, okay. All right, so we're going to be chatting to Uncle Vinny about his career, how he actually came into the game, because everyone's just like, who is this Mafiki Zolo or Figi Izolo? Huh? Do you think you're a Mafiki Zolo?
No.
Huh?
I don't know.
It's been 6 years now.
It's been, what? Grade 9, 10, 11, 12. So,
Hey, you
yeah,
know,
4.
when people start speaking
sure.
about grades, it also just shows, good see, I get talk.
Yeah, we've been at it.
You've been at it. All right. So, in the game, for those people who aren't actually aware of who Uncle Vinny is, who would you say you are? What are those positions that you hold in the game?
I mean, right now people just know me as a TV presenter, but some of the stuff that you see that my father does, I'm also behind it.
Sure.
One of the ideas, I'm also behind it. So I'm an event creator, TV presenter, and then I'm gonna get into radio now soon. Radio personality. I'm just confirming. We're confirming some radio station before anything. But yeah, overall, then I'm just a cool guy, jiggy guy.
A cool guy, a jiggy guy who's getting into the game so early.
Very early. Very early. When did the game look like something of Funukba Parati Goyo and Avin?
Like, when did it look like? I think maybe like the year. I know I was too young, but I was like, oh my God, this is for me. When I was in grade 6, I was like, this is for me. Like, there's no other thing. Because I started doing theater in grade 4, so I started doing drama, acting, and doing like extras and all that thing. But I was like, actually, like, this is like one thing I like. Like, I just had the love of SA hip hop in general. Before I was introduced to hip hop, actually, like, I had the love of SA hip hop.
That's crazy.
So I was like in my mind, I was like, God damn, this is the shit. Like, this is my shit. Like, I mean, this guy's just so nice, and they just have like these big personalities, and I really like one day wanna become like them or maybe bigger.
No doubt.
So for a kid who's obviously watching and idolizing the game from such a young age, how did you get yourself to worm your way in to the point where you're hanging out with some of the biggest artists in South Africa? Because I think a lot of people are also just shocked at your age and how early you got into the game, like you're mentioning. And it's not easy for a lot of people to do that because people call us and they DM us all the time and they're like, yo, Ms Cosmo, put me on, Scoop, just listen to my track. Hey, 1, 2, 3. And you're just like buddy with like all of these people.
I mean, for me, like, I started like in grade 9, for sure. Like, I'm more of like a person who's been curious. So like, if I like something, I get to it fast. Like, if I like something, I really like get to it fast. So I just liked radio because I think in like grade 7 or grade 6, we did this other project in Hillbrow. So I used to be part of like Hillbrow Theatre. So we did this other project, I think was called ICR or something. It was just like a project like where they had like frequency for the flat only. Like, only people in the flat would listen to that radio. So that thing was mind-blowing to me. I was like, oh, this is crazy. So is this how people that actually on Metro and everything feel? I was like, actually, there's a local radio. I tried in grade 8. They say, no, you're too young. And then Wangani, the other guy, was a station manager at that time at Hillbrow Radio. I came there. I was like, yo, do you guys have like a teen show or whatever? Like, I just came there, like, I bombarded the whole thing. He's like, yo, how old are you? I'm like, you don't need to know how old I am, but I'm just want to do this thing. I was like, no, come tomorrow and just come guest present. And then at that time, they didn't have like a presenter like for a teen show. And they were like, no, you fit the thingy, the whole thing. And then I was like, I started doing the student shows. And I was like, actually, I'm not a student guy. Like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm more of like, the music side. Like, that was me. That was for me, like, more entertainment side, like sneaker culture, like, shit look cool. So, because obviously I was at NSA and then I started going to parties. So I was like, actually, there's better life than actually school. There's like other things that you can actually believe in. Like, you know, like at the young age of grade 9, when I was going to events like Young Gas, like kids who were hosting parties where it was like 500 of us, but nobody even knows in South Africa that these kids are actually gathered in this space and coming to just like rock. And then for me, just open my eyes was a thing of like, oh damn, there's like kids like me who actually think like me. I'm not crazy. Like,
Did you feel like that for a long time? Even like,
no, I felt like that for the longest time, like, especially like in Hillbrow. Like I stay in the flat, so the only thing that you're only thinking about is actually you finding a job, not you actually becoming a boss. You talk about it like, yo, I'm gonna work. The whole thing is, I'm gonna work for this company, and then maybe one day I'm gonna be a boss of Old Mutual or something. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
But it's not a thing like, I feel like not like crazy, but people like looked at me weirdly, like. The way they even looked at my parents. They're like, "How can you allow your child how can you allow your child like to do this? Like your child dyes his hair, is a pastor's child. What the fuck? Like what's actually happening?"
and Vinny, like speaking of NSA, like when I found out about you, I think you were sitting on top of the car in Bram. That's when I first saw you, and then got to talking to you, finding out that you went to an art school was dope.
Yeah.
What made you go to an art school? Was that something you wanted to do, Vele, because you realized that I need to just
I think
be different?
If I didn't go to an art school, there wasn't gonna be a Vinny.
Nah.
It was never gonna be possible. I was gonna go to San Anders for sure. I was gonna join my friends, do crime.
Do crime.
So
Is that the type of surroundings that you have where you could potentially get yourself getting into crime, but then you chose entertainment, and that's kind of what saved you, for lack of a better phrase?
I mean, if I want to steal, I can steal. We've done it downstairs by the shop. Obviously, as a small habit, even YS knows it. Like when you're growing up in Hillbrow, you get exposed to it at an early age. So like we have crews like JWC or whatever. Like you guys form crews like your CBD, Crazy but Dangerous. You're just like trying to like be the bigger guy, because obviously you guys are looking up to those guys that are there. You're thinking that, okay, these guys are cool, they're drinking, and you also want to be like them. They're feared by everybody. Why would you not want to be like the Pablo Escobar of the hood? It doesn't make
How do they treat you now in the hood? Just seeing Indlela okhule ngayo, and the fact that now you're really starting to get into the limelight, Back then you were this cool kid who hung out in spaces, but now you're actually getting work in the spaces. I mean last year a string of MCing gigs with Robot Boy. How is Hillbrow looking at you now on some shit? This thing is working out. How's the surroundings changing?
The respect has changed.
Nah?
I mean, when I walk, people can actually when I walk to a spa, I don't know.
They're asking you for pictures now.
Not really asking for pictures, but you can see that, okay, they're going to point at me, because I usually walk with my little brother, and I just avoid walking with him, because all it tells me is no, people always see you on TV. Man, don't know. So maybe when we walk together, let's say we're just going to go grab bread, just doing an errand that my mom wants. We're just going to go grab bread and stuff at home. So you can see the people that I grew up with, they can say, oh, this is Gabelo I went to primary with, because I went to CBD school, a typical CBD school, because I was staying in CBD. So I went to New Model Private College. So
do you feel pressure, Vinny, at all? Because, you carry it with such great ease, whether you're with older people, or even with your age group. I think it's actually easier with your age group, But I always wonder, I wonder if Vinny ever feels the pressure of who he has become right now.
I mean, it started kicking in last year during COVID. Okay, damn, you guys are discussing me on POPcast there about my future and everything. And then it just became, because I remember I hit up Uncle Scoop, because everybody kept sending me. I'm like, oh, damn. I never thought, with all my friends, with YS and everybody, they know I'm not a very, what can I say? I know who I am. Obviously when I can walk, I can say, no, I know I'm Vinny, but I never think of it that way. Maybe it can go for 5 minutes or so. Yeah. So I can chill in the space and be oh, okay, and then they will actually remind you and say, oh, Vinny, actually, you're fucking Vinny. I'd like it, so gaining confidence and actually knowing that, oh, shit, this is me. Okay, these days I can't chill in Bram, as the days I could do, chill the whole fucking day in Bram. Now I have to, when I go somewhere, when I go to Polokwane, for instance, for first time when I went to Polokwane, with Major League Twins, there was, about 10 people who knew me, and that was mind-blowing for me. I was like, oh shit, actually instead of Joburg, there's actually people that know me outside there. And it was so shocking, because it's at that time I wasn't posting. I was busy with Matric. I was studying. I was going back and forth, because at the end of the day, it's only people that have a job in my house. It was only me and my mom. My dad's job is not stable. So me and my mom are actually like the only
You're
people that are
actually living
holding.
like the real hip hop story.
Yeah.
Like the
Like
real.
the real one. The real one.
Like the real.
from the
the
trenches.
real one.
And he's actually also hanging out with Julius Malema's son over here.
Oh my
So from
God.
TV to hanging out with Chuchu's son.
Oh my God.
It's the real hip hop. Get hip hop, the dog.
You must do to that.
Hey, tell you go to hip hop.
Hip hop, dog.
Understand? Get hip hop, dog.
Get hip hop.
Hip hop.
That's it.
I mean, like, obviously you feel pressure, like in the hood, like people look at you differently. Like you have niggas just coming pulling up randomly on you, say, when you don't have Riky Rick, how na moto, how na,
They hit you with that.
you know, like yes, like I've got that so many times, and I just like brush it off, and I'm just like, dog, if you know what I'm
haven't
dealing
even
with,
passed
like
Matric yet.
I haven't even passed Matric. You guys are waiting for my Matric results. Like Noni's calling, is texting
Yeah,
me saying,
yeah.
Vinny, Matric results. You get what I'm saying? Like there's like a lot of pressure. Like people just like around me, like saying, yo, Vinny, like I felt that pressure only last year when like I was heading towards the end of the year. You know, you get what I'm saying? I had to figure it out, like, okay, fuck. Actually, now I'm growing up. Like I'm no more gonna go like in Bram. What if, you know, actually I lose my cool? I gotta grow up and man up and actually find like a job and actually like trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this thing. And actually try and move my pants and bump the rate up as always, and when you grow up and stuff like that. So I feel like that's me at this space, you know, trying to like, you know, also with my 2 cents nyana, you know, like trying to like hit up, you know, Big OG, say, yo, Big OG, if you have a space there, you know, with my young 10,000, can I please buy this 1% of a share? At least I have something to provide for my family and myself. You know, for me, it's more for my family, not anybody else, not me. I mean, if I wanted to buy a pants, yo, niggas, I would have saved out, fuck the Flexer on 63 a long time ago. But I have different priorities in life.
Talk to us about your family. Sorry.
I was
go
actually
ahead.
I was about to ask about that as well, just about the family. Just you know, like earlier you had said like you were on the streets and people are saying, what do your parents think? Why are you allowing your child to be on the streets? And like you're mentioning that your father's a pastor, so obviously a lot of people know growing up in a pastor's home, it's a lot stricter. That's what the thinking is that a pastor's a lot stricter. The kids are supposed to be going to church and not being on the streets. And here you are, the complete opposite
of my dad.
of what your father is. But of course, you're still living in the same household as him, so you still need to answer to him. You still need to be a child. You still need to be able to respect him. How's the dynamic now that you've become a provider in the family, but also over and above that, what do they think about what you've turned into?
I mean, my dad has been the biggest supporter in my life. Sorry for that past. Like, he's been like the guy. Like, I mean, he's the guy that would walk from Hillbrow at 9 to Bram to fetch me from a school festival, from a school show. Besides my mom always like, hey, you know how mothers are. They're like, I understand it now when I grow older. That actually my mom was like, what if my child gets into drugs and with this thing, you know, like, and also I went to NSA. Don't forget, when I went to NSA, I'm a nobody. I don't know anybody. I don't have a casting agent. I don't have anything. So everything for me is from groundwork. You get what I'm saying? I only had that whole small leverage of thing. Like, oh, okay, I know Daniel Backlund because he was the guy that actually like paid for my school fees because we met grade 4. He's the one like has been like, what can I say? You see how Ricky did it? But he was like the father of me in primary and in high school for education stuff. Like it didn't require like a lot. Shout out to my nigga Daniel Backlund. I never actually say shout out.
That's amazing. We don't know that.
So
How did you meet him?
So we met at Hillbrow Theatre. So I was very young. So I was 12 for sure. I was doing theatres, always me being wild. And then I just had like a toothache. So I had a bad thing with my tooth. So my mom couldn't take me to like a proper dentist. So that guy said, no, actually, fuck it. I'm going to pay. I think the bill was like, it was the first time. The bill was like $750. I was like, shit, this guy's paying so much money to just take out my teeth. And then it took me out for the first time. I went to, not really for the first time going to a mall, but it took me to a restaurant. I had this big burger and a nice milkshake that day. I'll never forget that day because he was actually the first guy who took me to a restaurant and changed my whole narrative of like,
How
actually
you
this
see
thing,
things.
like, I can actually do it now. Like, taught me how to use a fork and knife. I couldn't use it
That's
for
crazy.
the past like.
Is he still around? You still know this person?
Yeah, we're still around. Like when I met
he have
this
kids?
Sunday. No, he doesn't. He's just like a very nice person.
Yeah.
Nice. And you guys
Yeah.
obviously cultivated a relationship, and that's kind of
Yes.
gotten you to where you are today. So shout
Yeah,
out to
even
you.
when at some point when I wanted to drop out, he was the guy who came to save my ass.
You wanted to drop out like too many times.
I wanted to drop out so many times because I mean, with all the friends that I had, imagine Lucas, all of them. I'm like, all my boys are doing this shit. Like, you know, like actually fuck it, but I held on. Like I was
That's
like,
good,
I was
my
like,
brother.
I held on. I was
But that's
like,
exactly the reason why I was also hounding you about your results. And it wasn't necessarily to be like a mother figure, like, hey, go back to school. Hey, you must be a doctor.
Yeah.
No, I understand you've got your own plan. I understand
Yeah.
you want to do your thing and you want to be in entertainment. And I support it 100%.
Yeah.
What was important for me was making sure that you at least get the basics finished.
Yeah.
Because you started something, you must learn how to finish it. And I
Yes.
think a lot of people always take the easy way out by saying, let me just drop out because I'm rapping now. And it's like, okay, and then when no one likes your raps, then what?
then
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just about if you start something, learn how to finish so that you can continue creating that pattern in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't even want to know your results. I just wanted to
Yeah.
know pasile. That's it.
Yeah.
How were you when you got your results?
I was at a gig in the East. It was me, Tools Marules, Brian. And then so they just coupled me to a gig. So like obviously sometimes I move with the twins, but the twins were in Tanzania at that time. So I was very nervous. I was panicking. Nothing of mine was working, like trying to do the SMS system. And then
I'm
I
sure
had
you
to
were just
decide-
like,
I was just panicking because I was like, oh damn, goddamn, I failed because there's so much pressure. Like for me, I was like, oh goddamn. So why don't guys like one person that actually doesn't care? Like he cares, but he doesn't care. Like you see, like Riky will call you later, like on the day, like, oh boys, did you pass? Oh, you had to come out. Oh, you had to come out. You see, so I was just getting pressure from like everybody on the group chat was just writing. At the point where I even switched off my phone. I was like,
glad.
come on, like fuck it, like you guys are giving me so much pressure. So and then I went to school. I got myself like, you know, like
Because it wasn't easy for us to know that
Yeah.
there's exams going on, and then Major League, there's the do, and you're always there.
And he's
Yeah.
there. In all the videos also.
It's
with
just-
his,
it's
with
there.
his skinny legs, he's there inside.
So we were like, oh, the exam has bala manje.
yeah, so
I know, but everyone knows that you are incredibly intelligent, Vinny. Like, I think that's one thing that you should really get across in yourself right now is that
yeah.
I don't know anybody who has been anticipated as much as you have been. I mean, not even in music. You like the projections, the expectations that people have of you are not because they are not. They are substantiated because we can see that you're a special motherfucker.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
never seen a kid this young with this much charisma and this much rapport and this much control. Even when he's out of control, you are in control. So, you know, I personally, I don't think we even know where you're going. I don't think you even know where
But
you're
I
going.
think that's the dope part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just means that there's so many opportunities, there's so many
Too
levels
many.
you can take it to that we might not know where you're gonna go, but we're excited to watch it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's also even more pressure because now you gotta pop. So pasile manje. Now it's like, okay, I gotta take it to the top.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But just before we finish off with the school chats, I also just wanted to find out from you
Yeah.
because you did say when you posted, you said it's not what you wanted, but
Yeah.
you got a diploma pass. What did you actually want?
Exemption.
Like from what for the hard work that I really put out, like I took like it's hard for me to actually like sit down on a room and look at a book and say. And half of the time I was in school like June, my mom stopped me and said, fuck that shit, can't go to school, it's COVID. I don't want you to die. And then I was on the streets, then I came back to school. Then when I came back, I was planning to come back next year and I was like, it kind of looks like a pop move in the streets, like coming back next year, it looks so ghetto. Now I'm learning with my Ntuanistros there that I grew up there, like that I'm teaching them how to make on girls and stuff like that. So I'm like, actually my ego didn't allow me to do that. I came back, I did my shit. By the way, if you didn't know, I failed my term 2 of Matric. I didn't care about it. Term 3, I came back, I bounced back. Term 4, I had hope. I was like, oh goddamn, since I have like this much. And I had all my friends, like I put all my friends, like all of them. I called Uncle Pigel, called all of them. Say, guys, bring Red Bulls, bring everything. We want to motivate ourselves. As opposed to care packages. We're going to study. Like the same way, like when I say I want to do something, let's do it. And we did it. We sat in the room. We went to hostel. Like like we sneaked into hostel.
Yeah.
Like we didn't pay for hostel with my boys. It was like 5 of us. So I was like,
That's
all we
dope,
sneaked into
man.
hostel. We're sleeping in hostel. We were chilling in hostel. Like we're studying. Like we're actually studying. And then when the results came out, when all my friends told me like, yo, I passed. I just felt proud. I was like, okay, damn, the movement that we started,
It's worth
a
it.
thing of like, when the grade 9s that were watching us behind there, like saying, oh shit, actually Vinny had passed. So there's no excuse for you to actually like not pass. As much as I was struggling with my maths, I tried my best. I pushed myself at the best capacity.
But you know what?
Yes.
Maths is not really a thing. I realized that with a lot of creatives.
Yeah.
Creatives and maths,
No, I just pay somebody to do that for me and text and stuff like that.
But shout outs to you for
Yeah,
managing
man,
that,
Vinny.
especially during COVID, because I think the world didn't expect it. So the fact that they were expecting so much out of students,
Yeah.
so much out of kids who
crazy.
who rely so much on assistance, and for you to now have to kind of become a university student so early. You know what I mean? Because that's essentially what it is. Because when you're a university student, you do majority of the work by yourself.
Yep.
So you had to kind of be forced to do that, but also with everybody's eyes on you.
Sure.
So you were able to kind of rock that through. So shout outs to you for that. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
How's
That's fun.
MTV and the new job? How's auto cue? That's auto cue.
No, they haven't gave me auto cues yet.
Are you reading and memorizing the script by yourself?
Yeah, I'm low
Putting
key
in
for
your
the
own-
person like who's coaching me. Nhlanhla, shout out to Nhlanhla. Came there, I was just a fool because I didn't know what's actually happening. And I mean, like, it's big personalities. There's a Tiko, there's a Farida, there's a Shamiso who's been doing Vuzu. So me, I'm just like this new guy. I'm like, oh my God. Oh shit. So like if you can see from the first episode to now, you can see that okay shit, Vinny is actually like learning
Nice.
different skill
And you're a
sets
very
and
quick
stuff.
learner.
So I was like, and then the most person, like, I wanna lie, shout out to Farida, like when I presented with it, I felt so comfortable. So it made my job much more easier, and like it just felt like not me coming into a space like being, because sometimes I get really nervous, guys. Like, you know, like a big, sometimes like
You never see that part.
You never see that part, but I actually just front it and just go there, and then I just say no, I'll learn it, and then I go back home. And then I also have very picky uncles, major league, and them I tell you, say, Vinny, we had that you can't do this, you must do this and do this. They're trying to like, not like trying to belittle me, but trying to push me, say, no, you just have to do this and this and this, otherwise, sweet. So these days I'm just taking first takes, by the way, I just say.
Yeah.
Then
One
I'm
take
out.
wonders.
So did MTV call you after you did the New Wave episode
During
or during that?
During Matric. So I'm writing my Matric results, minding my own business. I get a call. They say, yo, you still want the job? Because I said it as a joke. You know that thing of like, oh, come on, guys, put me on. Let's be there, you know. I say it like a cutting fest, like, yeah, guys, put me on. Like, what's wrong, you know? This is me being me. And they're like, yo, we have this job and do the screen test. So, like, a crazy story about the screen test that you didn't know. So, my friends wrote the whole script on the board.
Sure.
So, I was basically doing an auto cue, but with the phone like this. So, I was reading the whole thing like that. And then I sent it to them. Stay for like a few days, 3 days. I was like, damn, maybe I didn't make it for the job. And then they say, yo, here's the contracts, here's everything. And then I just dialed them to NTP, and then everything was just like a nice process. And then
It's
we
been
moved
something
up.
that, I mean,
I
it's been
called-
brewing for a long time
Yeah.
now. It's been brewing for, I think if it wasn't going to be MTV, it definitely would have been Yo TV.
Yeah.
You know, and if it wasn't going to be that, I think you would have gotten an acting job
Yeah.
soon enough. You know?
I mean, the acting thing, I haven't died on it. I'm in
No
conversations for, like, I'm just getting into conversations. There's something that we're trying to fix, like a young agency deal that I want to do for acting, you know. And then once it comes alive, hopefully by God's grace, it will seeing me maybe 3 times on the screen on a day.
That's what's up.
Ah.
That's what's up.
Shout out,
what's
shout
up.
out, and of course, with somebody your age, it's also just how are you feeling now when you're obviously, like, I think we've obviously spoken about this. You're hanging out with people who are much older than you.
Yeah.
You've also got your boys who are your age as well. You are doing your TV thing, and you're also, like you're saying, you're about to get onto radio as well. So you're literally just like growing each day as it comes.
Yeah.
You're kind of taking things to the next level. How was that also kind of mixing in with your actual friends, are they not feeling some type of way about you know what I mean? Because sometimes that kind of happens. You've got your ride or die boys that you were in the trenches with, and then all of a sudden now you're on TV. Now they're like,
I mean, last year we kind of had a fallout with my boys, but we're back.
Nice.
As a family.
It happens.
It happens.
Did you fix it?
I mean, things just happen automatically. Like people, we just came back. Like like we family. Yeah, we just like you actually notice it. Like actually like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
And
what's the fight about? Like, is it cause this person? Because I mean, we used to be like, when you're in a, what can I say, like
a tight-knit
group, and then I'm mostly like the person that networks with everybody. Like I'm friends with everybody. So like if somebody has an issue with that, like it kind of bothers me because like, okay, you're kind of like fucking with my move, the way I'm moving, because that's the way that I actually I came into the game, and that's how I actually got my jobs and how I got my campaigns and how I actually like do. So if you're gonna have a problem with that, I mean, it's heartbreaking, but I'll just have to say, hop on my side and actually like look at it one man and say, okay, structure, but I still have love for you, still my friends. But we discussed that, and then we came back, and then they actually noticed that actually what I'm saying is actually the future, the way going forward. Otherwise, we can be stuck on the same. It's like the same train coming to Dorfontein station the whole time, getting stuck there, and
and it's bound to happen, Vinny. You guys are young. There's so much like happening for you guys, and so much happening with you guys, that if you learn how to make up after arguments, because you're never going to avoid the arguments, but just learn how to get smarter at making up as friends. So I'm glad that's happened,
Yeah.
100%, man. All right, so I know a lot of people also want to know how you met up with Riky and how you guys have created this like tight-knit relationship, because I think everyone's just like, okay, Sharp, we see you, but why did he choose that guy? You know what I mean? Because everyone's just like, why is Vinny special?
I think
Why
they chose
not
each
me?
other.
I think so, because I mean, I was going to grade 10. I think so, yes. So I was at a daily paper thingy office. I was still in Hillbrow radio, so I come there. So if you know Riky, like how, if you know Riky how can act. So I didn't, like, I'm used to this hard welcoming, like people say, no, Vinny, you can take our number, call me, we're friends, buddy. So when I came to Riky there, I came with my phone, and my phone was like on 3% or 4%. So now I'm going to this tall man, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, what's good? I was like, what did I say? I say, hi, Mr. Makhathini, can I please have a... I asked for because people usually gave me their numbers, so I can call them during the week to come for the show. He gave me his email address. I was like, fuck this shit. There's no hope. He's not going to respond. It's done for today. And then, I don't know, man, something like weird, like there was a pop-up in Bram, so like a cotton club, the first cotton club pop-up. I was like, to my friends, I was like, guys, there's this shit that's happening there. Let's actually go check it out, Me and my boys, we had rehearsals. So we had rehearsals for festival. So at school, we used to have this thing called Festival of Fame. So now, like, I'm there on the rehearsals and my mind is in Bram. I'm like, hey, guys, let's go to Bram. Let's actually go see what's happening. And then my mind was mind blown. That day, there was Dallas, there was Major League, there was Nadia, there was everybody. So, like, everybody could imagine, like, okay, damn. And then I went inside the store. And I went inside the store, I said, give my dog a T-shirt. Give him a T-shirt. Give him a T-shirt. And when they gave me a T-shirt, they took a picture with me. And then I asked again. I was like, yo, can I please get it? It's like, no, man, I remember you. I gave you my email address. I was like, he remembers me. I was like, oh, shit. At least he remembers me. And then after...
Ricky's got a really good memory.
Yeah, he's
got a really great memory.
So I was like, oh, maybe you won't remember me. And then after we went back to the city, and then when I got to back to the city, so that interview, like me, like when I was young, at back to the city. So I went back to the city. So I went one man. So like they actually forced me out. I had to beg my mom. My mom was like, 10 is curfew. Must be back at 10, and I was back like at 12 when she was sleeping. I didn't care. I was like, yeah. So I was like, I had a key at that time, so I took my key. I was like, you guys, my room is like here, so it's not too far. I just said, I'll go in. So I went back to the city, rocked my airy tracksuit and my shoes, look fresh. I went. And then when Riky was on stage, I went to him, and then Riky was like, no, I'm doing another pop-up. I'm having thingy. So now in my whole mind, I'm mind blown. I'm like, Doc, this guy's talking to me like I'm his friend. Like, and like, we don't have each other's numbers. Like, it's so weird. And at that time, Hash was like blowing up. So he was moving with Hash. So you know how Riky is. So Riky was coming and put his car inside. You know how he can be. Then after he was like, when they were having an interview with Slicker, he was talking. And I was like, no, man, give this little nigga a chance. Like, let him talk on this thing. And then, like, it's like a bunch of cameras. Like, it's like maybe like a lot, maybe like 8 more cameras more like this, because people were just like grabbing one interview, because he was like, no, I'm gonna get one interview
for everybody.
one interview for everybody, and then I'm out. So everybody's just like,
Hey, superstar.
so I'm like, he's recording, I'm there, I'm like, yo guys, this is me doing this and this and this and that. And then after it's like, no, I must link up with Slicker. And during the year, I tried reaching out to Slick, and then looks like Slicker was busy with other projects. And I wouldn't say like maybe he said, Vinny, no, I don't want you to have a show. I feel like maybe he was busy with other projects and other stuff. Now I understood it. Like when I'm older, I'm like, oh, maybe he was busy with other projects, because I just came there, I was like, no, I want to do this show. And then he asked me what show, and then I wrote a show, and then I don't think he got time to see the show. And then I just kept it moving, and then me and Ricky kept moving, pop-ups, exchange numbers, and stuff like that. And then, I mean, we started moving to shows like all the time, And then the other time, he just hit me up. I was writing an LO exam in grade 10. It's like, yo, I want you to come host this thing for me. It's like, no, this thing is cutting fast. I'm like, what? Me, like 6,000 people. Like, I don't even have experience like that much. I used to do like school gigs, but
the industry now.
You have Scoop. You have Smash, you have all those people. How will I even ask? And then that day, unfortunately, I didn't even touch the mic. So I couldn't even MC for all the stage. But the second year, last year, I came back. I was like, fuck all these niggas. I'm going to show you guys that actually I'm back here and I'm about to fuck it up. And then I did it. And then, I mean, our relationship started being stronger and tighter. And then we started I used to be scared of like calling him like randomly. So now we start talking, calling me, it's like, oh, boys, can do this thing. Oh, we can do this thing. Then maybe like we get maybe the same job. I call him because Auntie B sometimes handles some of my stuff, like my campaigns and shit. So I call him, say, yo, can I please ask Auntie B? It's like, no, we feel welcome and everything. So it just became that natural relationship where he made me meet. So that's how I knew Major League. I knew all the people that I know right now, like some of the people.
It plugged you in.
Yeah, it's like a plug that keeps passing. Like even now, like the twins are gonna present me to people that I haven't met. Like, you know, like you keep meeting like these big people. Like shit. Oh fuck. Oh, there's still this person that I haven't met. You know, like because I've met so many people in my life. Like I can't keep track. Like, you know, and then Nyovest at the other time, me and Nyovest was the one of the guys like they actually like also noticed me when I was at the young age. So I was like, oh shit, I met Nyovest, and I finally thanked him. I was like, yo, thank you so much for actually like giving me that interview, because if you really didn't understand at the studio, nobody believed in me, and they even hijacked my interview, but it's cool.
Yeah. And
then he was like, no, don't worry, you now here, look how far you are. And then I was like,
yeah.
With age, did you feel like sometimes, because you know, with these endorsements, it's like, oh damn, Vinny's still too young to get this deal. Were you upset about that? Or are you chilled about it? Are you waiting for your time? Or does it kind of fuck you up sometimes?
I mean, we was upset. I mean, YS was working on like an alcohol brand. So they wanted both of us, you know, but my age didn't allow. I was like, you know, so like me and YS like actually put on each other. So like if I'm on a campaign, I'll say, yeah guys, I have my other friend, he's a dope photographer, and he's the only guy that can shoot for me. Sure. And yeah, I say that all the time. And then they forced that other hand to actually work with wires, and actually everybody gets to eat and stuff like that. Or sometimes maybe there's campaigns that he has done and I'm never done because maybe like the ratings are no more like the same or stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? But it was more, yeah, I really did get pissed off. Like, I mean, I know for now until to go, I won't do Castle Light. I won't do Castle Light stage. They'll only get me when
you're 21.
I'm 24.
23.
It's 23, I think that's the age.
When I'm 23 or 24, you know. And then at that time, the momentum for me to actually doing Castle Light is no more there. Yeah. And now, for sure, I won't be even in South Africa, hopefully.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's because that's how I'm thinking about it.
Exactly. And then that's so dope. I think also because how your life is kind of, you know, progressed in such a manner, you know that it's possible for you to find yourself in other spaces. I mean, even when you were backstage and this guy was just like waiting patiently for that picture with Ghana. He was just waiting there like, oh, in the rain. He's like, oh, I'm going to get that picture. And then when I stood at the back there, I was like, okay, it's fine, Vinny, give me your phone. I'll get it for you. Yo,
no, there was no ways, guys.
Nervous.
There was no ways I wasn't going to get a picture with Ghana, because I was the one, I said, told all my friends, I called Ricky, I called everybody. everybody that day. I say, guys, I really need a picture. Like, I really need to meet this guy. And funny enough, he actually invited me to come to the club. So like, yo. So actually, if I went to Montana at that time, I was like, I was gonna chill with Ghana, and then everybody was gonna be so mind blown at school and stuff like that.
But you got the picture, which
yes,
is what
I got
matters.
that was
sufficient.
And a conversation. Even those 3 lines were worth it.
Sufficient.
Those 3 lines were worth it.
I'm still waiting for my photo crate, Vinny. All right, so Vinny, outside of the TV stuff and the come up and all of that, we're in a new normal. We're also in a new phase of hip hop.
Yeah.
And you said that you were also a big fan of South African hip hop before you became a fan of hip hop. And obviously that also means it's ushering in now a new wave, a new sound of South African hip hop. Where do you think that's kind of taking us, or what do you think we need to start looking out for? Because I know there's the sentiment that the old dogs are just like hogging the space, and maybe there is no space for the new kids to kind of jump in.
I mean, like me, I always tell people, guys, I bullied these old ass motherfuckers. I came into your space and I came and I bullied you. And like it or not, you're gonna see me. So that's what I always told my friends. I was like, guys, like there's no way. It's war. It's between. Nobody wants. Let me tell everybody the truth. Nobody wants to step down. It's like, look at it. It's like presidency. You get what I'm saying? There's people that never want to step down. Not because they don't want, because they're good at that shit and they can excel in it. So if you can't bring on your competition on it, just forget it. It won't happen. That's why every time I always speak, people ask me, why you go so hard? I'm like, dog, I have a lot of people that are watching me, and besides that, I'm doing it for myself, and I want to show you the capability that I have. And to all the young people, the one thing I can tell you is like, guys, just like bully the motherfuckers. STC is 24. He's 24 years old. My nigga, he has Def Jam. He's getting international. T.I. He has the guy. If you didn't know, T.I. is the guy that discovered Travis Scott. So you must understand that STC still has so much plenty of time to grow and become the biggest. And he actually bullied all of the people that you think about. As much as I love my father, I love Nyovest, I love everybody. But I still say, in South Africa, people, like, he's one of the chosen ones. We actually thought that way. You get what I'm saying? But people will always say, no, as the whole narrative, like, of us not liking South Africa is killing us. But guys, that's the same thing. Like, if South Africans, for me, like, are the only thing that I plead, and I think that's going to happen to the piano sound, that they're going to take it to the top, because they're actually united and they actually work together. And even if how bad they're beefing or whatever, they will come to the studio to put chords, to put anything, because they know that their sound is capitalized by other people right now. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And people need to understand that, guys. Like, let's put on egos aside and who's spending more bottles, who child, who's dolly, or what the fuck, or whatever, or what. But and just people just work. I mean, I say hip hop is not, for me, it's not dead, because if you have niggas like Nasty C like doing it in a whole space of like piano niggas just releasing music every day, and he has a whole international interview. Come on, man. You're telling me that we can't do it. Everybody, he's opening the way. He's trying to show us that, guys, this is the way. This is the way that we need to go. And people need to understand that's the way Nigerians did it. Nigerians did it that way. They bully each other on the charts. They don't Davido, you never find Davido bullying with kid or anything, or on social media or anything. But even if they keep it to the music, if we have to pull each other, let's pull each other music and numbers. And who actually has the biggest pull up? Whatever. That makes the competition much more stronger. And the game just moves naturally.
So
and
how
people
old are
make
you
money.
now, Vinny?
I'm turning 19.
You're turning 19. What's your star sign?
I think I'm a Taurus. 21st of April. Somewhere there.
Hey, my birthday's on the 20th of April.
So he is a Taurus,
He is
right?
a Taurus.
Yeah, you got it right.
Shout out. We're also all April babies, actually.
April babies.
He's on the 16th.
Right,
I'm on the 20th.
I remember we
It's
wished him a happy
21st.
birthday the other time. He just shot us with a bomb. And I'm like, how Uncle Scoop? Like, we wishing him a birthday. Like, he just shot us with a bomb. We're like,
when was this?
I don't know. Last day, I think it was me and Voice. Like, we were in the house, like, during lockdown. Obviously, we're like, fuck. Scoop's birthday. Everybody's freaking out in the house. Everybody now was like, yo, shit.
That's love, man. Thank you so much.
Man. Shout out. All right,
And I really like to thank you for all the words that you've ever given to me, and I've taken some of them into action.
I can see
and
that. I can see that.
And
like when I
they're
hear
really
you
working
speak
for
right
me.
now, I can see that, and I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm very happy, and I'm very proud of you. very, very proud of you.
It's so nice to watch this because I know a lot of people have actually compared the two of you in a lot of spaces where they'll say, yo, Uncle Vinny, he's like the new school.
He's definitely
he's the new
like,
school scoop.
He is. You are the new Uncle Vinny.
He's the
There's
new,
never been anything like you, my nigga.
Yeah.
I have never seen any. I have been all over the world too, but I've never seen anything like you. Even down to me, I just never had it this quick, this young. You know what I'm saying? It really started popping off in my 20s. You were like 19, and at 19 you already have the circle of network, and you already know that you are it. Some of us only really got to feel like we were it, like maybe in 23, 24. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like when I say I've never seen it, like it's like Nasty C. I've never seen something like Nasty C.
It's a beast.
In your own different way, you are the only kind of yourself there is.
Shout outs. And of course, with that, we're going to keep watching. So don't think you must slack now. Huh? Because
Never
you thought the
slack.
pressure was hard at the Matric. Oh, my brother.
No,
we are
I think now
watching.
it's
started.
Now it's just started.
Yeah,
You know,
it's the big pressure.
But we
But I
got
mean-
you. We
but,
want to see you succeed. That's just gravitates to the people that want to see you succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out. All right. So we're going to get into the game zone right now here on the Pop Radio. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
do it.
ready.
All right. So I got a couple of questions for you. I've got some names of artists.
Okay.
And I want to know if you actually know who these people are.
Just
Okay.
like you're going to give him government names.
I'm giving him the ID,
All right.
Shandis, and he needs to tell us who the artist is.
Okay.
Okay.
Ah, this game.
Is it South Africa or?
Yeah.
Of
South-
course, we keep it
Okay.
local out here. You know, we try and make sure South us pushing all the time.
Okay.
He's already struggling. All right, who is Andile Fipaza?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, let me. What's this guy's
Andile
name?
Fipaza.
What's this guy's name? Isn't it Touchline?
No,
Oh, my bad.
no.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. I really don't know. Like I don't wanna lie. Like I really don't know.
Azuchi Coke Doe.
Yo, never.
He's the
You never think that is Andile. You
Andile. Andile, boy.
You never
Andile.
think. You never think Zuchi is
Nah,
Andile.
never. Actually, you don't even see him with another name except Zuchi.
Yeah, it's
It's
actually
Zuchi
Zuchi. That's how I'm
Coke
trying to
Doe.
like find like.
I won't lie. I'm surprised as well. I didn't know that, and I know a lot of government names, but like this one, I didn't know this one. All right, Mtembeni Ndevu.
That's MT. That's my hero
there
from
you
H
go.
Town. You cannot know MT if you stayed in Hillbrow. You can't.
Yes.
You can't.
100%.
That's our icon.
All right, Sihle Stole.
Sihle Tole. Wait. And no, man. I've heard this name,
You've heard the same
but
name a lot.
yeah, it's Tole.
And he's a new school guy, so he's a new wave.
Sihle Tole. Blackie.
Got it.
That's my boy. But why
Got
you
it.
tell me that is? I know that it's Tole, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that his name is Sihle.
Then he's not your boy.
No, he's my boy. No, Blackie is my boy. He knows I would die. I fought for him there. They had to kill me.
Yeah, we saw you fighting a lot.
I was fuming hot.
All right, so you've also got a piece of paper that you've just been throwing around here,
Yeah?
but you're actually supposed to.
Oh, must I
hide
ask
it.
you?
Yes, you're supposed to hide it, and you're supposed to explain to us who the
Okay.
people are on that card, and we have to try and guess it.
All right. So the festival that I promoted my whole life.
Cotton Fest.
The best female rapper that I know in South Africa.
Nadia Nakai Rouge?
No. She's very young.
Very
But she's
young.
too much. She's the bully.
Dikuala.
No.
Indigo Stella.
Yes.
Hey,
Aish,
Indigo.
okay.
They are
Yeah,
featuring
yo-
Indigo, ne?
So your former colleague, he owns the skate.
DJ. No, Speedster.
DJ Speedster.
Yeah. What does he own?
Oh, the
Hub.
skate hub. Okay.
I didn't. It's a singer.
Oh,
It was Lauren Hill. I don't know. I didn't know how to describe her.
Ah, no, it's fine.
no.
She's not even in the country.
no,
She
and
doesn't
she,
belong
and
here.
yeah, and also she's old school. I doubt you would know who she
No,
is.
I just know the name, but you know.
Do you have plans of getting into music?
Nice.
I mean, for the love of hip hop, I already
You,
know.
you actually have had
He's
it.
on a song.
Major
yeah.
Steez.
No, with Must Be Dubs.
Yeah, I've
Oh, it's
No, no,
Major
no.
Steez.
yeah,
Yes,
I've
you're
just
right. It is Major
dropped
Steez.
skits. I mean, like I'm dropping skits. I just dropped a skit for party time.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm gonna be the skit guy. Maybe one day, like if I have a lot of money, and then I'll open a studio and then
Sure.
I'll just do a Vinny collection where I just like put all the SA hip hop
Compilation.
all the SA hip hop artists
Yeah.
in one space, and I think it's possible, and no one
It's
will
very
ever
possible.
say no to me. So guys, I'm coming for
But
features.
no one's gonna say no to me.
So I'm coming for features. Everybody from I just want it to be like a tape.
Yeah.
You know, like
That
those.
sounds like a very Mikado idea because he once
Yeah.
he has said to me, "But Doc, why don't you do a compilation?
I know.
Yeah.
I can hear him there.
Yeah.
Is that him?
No, it's actually the twins.
Oh, it's
so
the twins,
yeah.
okay.
So
Same mom.
Same WhatsApp group.
cousins. So he was like, Vandila was like, since us we in piano, Vinny, why can't you do like, we're gonna give you the whole studio. I was like, and then I was like, nah. And then the other day I was actually like, for the love of SA hip hop, I would actually do it. Like,
Yeah.
get the new people and the old people, and not just the fire joint album, and then like just give it to the people, man.
The world's your
I know.
oyster, kid. The world's your oyster, kid.
Nice, 100%. But Vinny, you are about to take over the world, and we're quite excited to watch you. But we're not watching you because we want to break you down. We're watching
Yes.
you because we're supporting you, and we want you to succeed. And I really think it's going to blow your mind out of the water just as much as it's going to blow us out the water. So shout outs for what you've achieved, and it's going to be good, you know? Yeah. And there you
I'm
have
very
it.
happy that he doesn't drink and he doesn't smoke too. Your skin says it. Your body skin, Mpana. Take
No,
care of that, baby.
actually, shout out to my girlfriend. Just come with the sorbet, man, and everything.
All the Bettys who thought that they had a chance.
Late for
Game
you.
over. What an amazing interview with Uncle Vinny. He came through with the fire. He also came through with all of that energy. I've got my brother Scoop here, who is I don't know what he is. He's signing.
I'm
or whether
miming
he's-
right now.
Oh, he's gesturing. He's
Yeah.
not, he's not doing sign language because I don't know what's happening yet. But Uncle Vinny is actually he's inspiring.
Yeah.
And I think it's also so dope to hear his mind.
Yeah.
Because, we see him being wild and free on social media, but we don't know what he's actually had to endure.
Yeah.
But also over and above that, what he's thinking for the future.
Yeah.
That was dope to kind of hear as well.
Straight up, man. I'm
Yeah.
really glad people also got to see a slice of just how he thinks.
Yeah.
And I like the word you mentioned there, endure.
Yeah.
Because, he mentioned growing up in Hillbrow, and he talks about the experiences very lightheartedly. But you can just imagine what him and Young Steelo and every other person that's growing up in Hillbrow goes through. And they've made a success out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm really, really proud of them.
Yeah, man, and they're gonna keep on growing, and we have to just keep on supporting.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing as a culture we need to cultivate is continuously supporting and giving positive vibes, and not necessarily looking to nitpick, because that's the tendency now. Is that he had pressure to pass his Matric. Now there's gonna be tendencies to try and bring him down and see how far he can actually sustain himself. I think we need to just keep on giving positive vibes so that he can build, because at the end of the day, if he does go overseas, he's representing us.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So big ups to Uncle Vinny. We will continue supporting you 100%. And with that, Uncle Scoop.
Masibonane ngelinye ixesha xa sijongene simamelene apha ku POPradio.
Yes.
Sithi phela ngantsomi.
And with that, of course, you can check us out on the POPcast. We will still be giving you news and reviews and energies and vibes about what we're feeling about the culture. But please do tune in for our next episode of POPradio. I think it's gonna be dope.